Okay, so I want to do number 57. Part A says graph the first 5 terms of a sub n is minus n plus 5. And part B says something else that we're going to do by accident. Okay? All right. So right now I'm like fully panicking because there's an A and a little n, right? Yeah. And I haven't seen that symbol before at all, right? Okay, I need to convert this maybe into something I recognize. So I might just think to myself, I have no idea what that symbol is or does or means, right? It's got an A in it and an N. I might think to myself, if it was written like this, I would know what it does. You guys see that? If I thought about this as a function of n, and really, actually, that kind of jives with the right-hand side, right? This is a function rule that they wrote down. And then they give it some kind of a funny-ass name. I don't know, it's just a different naming convention, right? I already took the y away from you. Maybe later we'll take that away from you. We won't, but this is an alternate way of thinking now, right? So I might think to myself, okay, maybe it's just a function. Let me just pretend it's a function and deal with it. So if it's just a function, what does n and a of n give me? Maybe I'll write. I'm going to write this thing, this a sub n thing. But really what I'm thinking there is this a of n thing. So if I plug, I don't know, what do they mean first 5? I don't know, it depends. So, do you start counting at 0 or not? Does anybody in here start counting at 0?
I do.
Yeah, some of you will, and if you go on, and it'll be really obvious later in life. Some people will do a lot of computer science stuff. They'll start counting at 0. Other people won't, and they'll start counting at 1, like sane human beings, right? This depends on your perspective. I'm gonna pretend that I wasn't sure whether they wanted me to start counting at 0 or not. So I'm just gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna end up with 6 terms. You see that? The back of the book's only gonna have 5 of these. I don't know whether it's these 5 or these 5, but whatever. What do I do with these now?
Since you have a 0, you have the y-intercept is 5.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's like a bit weird to call a y-intercept, right? Because this thing doesn't feel like a usual function, but you're absolutely right. It's the y-intercept. Cool? What do I get when I plug 1 in?
4.
4? How about 2? 3? 2? 1? 0? Right? What's happening?
Is the slope -1? Is that what you're going to?
Yeah, the slope's exactly -1. You guys see that? I could have seen that from looking over here, right? I might think to myself, this is a -1 times an n plus 5. But it doesn't really matter what the variable's name is, right? But this piece is my m, and this piece is my b. You guys all cool with that? So really that's every time I go over 1, right? That's down a column here. I go down 1 in that unit, right? You guys see that? So what's this thing down here, 5, 0? No. You're so incredibly right on thought.
The n-intercept.
But it's n-intercept because the variables are n's, right?
Yeah.
That's why I hesitated a little bit about the y-intercept. You see that? I don't really know what the outputs of this thing are called. If I don't know, I'm going to call them y's. You see that kind of question in your mind? You should wonder, really, to call those x and y intercepts, I need to know about the labels on the axes. This one's for sure n, right?
Yeah.
And then they really didn't label the y-axis for me. So I might call that y. You see this? Can we graph these? Okay, so when n is 0, what's the output? 5. So there's a point there. And then the next one is over 1 up 4. And the next one is 2 over 3 up. 3 over 2 up. 4, 1 up, and 5, 0. You can see my line's a little wobbly, right? Why is my line a little wobbly?
Because your drawing sucks.
Yeah, because my drawing sucks. It's okay. It happens. If I wanted a really good drawing of this, what would I use?
A ruler.
Yeah, a ruler, a computer, graph paper, any of those utilities. Calculator. You'd make the dots bigger and then it would hit the edges at least, right? Yeah, whatever. Somehow get a decent picture. Or really, maybe the best thing to do would have been to measure this distance and make it the same as that and then draw the line through the 2 points instead of trying to draw all 5.
But this is an art, so your line looks fine.
Yeah. You guys see that? If I wanted precision, I'd go to a computer or something. This is really what they were asking for in part B. Except they were asking that we label this the x-axis. Is it different? Not really. It's just a variable name. Cool? The back of the book also is going to give you these 4, or these 5. Why? Anybody know?
Because I don't think that you can.
Yeah, this is an arithmetic sequence. Really, all they're doing is they're saying, we wrote n, right? For n, what we really meant was we meant natural number. One of these guys. And those don't include 0, right? That's the first set of numbers, the ones you use for counting goats. The next set of numbers, the whole numbers, include 0, right? So we want to keep track of what it means to have no goats. Cool? Questions on that? All right.